Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and my next Escape from Tarkov video. This is going to be a Gunsmith Part 16 guide, only for Part 16 because this is kind of a unique gun. It's the crowning achievement of the Gunsmith part task line, and it's actually probably one of the most expensive guns to build, if not the most expensive, because it involves a thermal. I found some cheeky new ways with the 12.9 patch, if you will, to build this thing outside of what the wiki recommends, and I think outside of what a lot of people might recognize. And I believe it's probably the cheapest way to do this gun build for now. We'll see what happens after people start using this method, because some of the parts are kind of rare. But without further ado, let's dive in. The requirements of this are pretty stout. You know, he talks about this masterpiece really being displayed in the museums. So he needs an M4A with an NT4 FDE silencer, very specific. Rifle length MK10 handguard, very specific. He needs the Reap IR thermal, specific. A 60 round magazine. Ergonomics should be not less than 56. The recoil shouldn't be less than 250, or should be less than 250, and the weight less than 5. So we're gonna go build this thing. Now the wiki has a bunch of extra parts in here that I'm not gonna use. And we'll get into that. It's not that they're wrong. It's that the 12.9 patch has made it to where you can build a lot of these things very differently. Now, before, you had to take an M4 or a Raider M4 and get a 260 millimeter barrel for it. That was a huge hurdle for people to get a hold of. So there's also a barter out there that is actually pretty cheap with mechanic. Level 3 barter, or is it a 2 barter? Yeah, right here. So here's the barter for that barrel, some cigarettes, makes it super cheap. At times, this barrel can be insanely expensive. There's no reason for that. No reason to spend the money on that. Absolutely none whatsoever. Especially now that I think I found a way to do this. Not think, I know I found a way to do this without the 260 millimeter barrel. We're going to put this thing together. But the piece that is the key piece to this that I want to show you is this Reap IR eye cup. These things used to be like 1 ergo add addition or whatever it was. Now it's +6. The problem is no vendors sell this, and they don't show up on the flea market very often. I've had a couple of guys in the Discord buy these. I got mine for 7,500 rubles. Guys are saying anything from 10 to 20,000. But what this eye cup allows you to do is, 1, not have the 20-inch barrel, but 2, you don't have to upgrade the upper on this too. So those are 2 kind of expensive parts that this saves you from having to go into. So let's go look at the preset real quick, and I'll talk through all the parts that I used to build this. And it's not completely original. I did use the wiki for some of this, and then I played around from there. So I don't even think I've saved this as Gunsmith Part 16 yet. See, it's still test. So this is it. This reaches all your requirements. Oh, the other thing it saves you on is the shift. You don't have to buy that shift grip like the wiki says to get that ergo. So we're under our recoil, we're under our weight, and we've reached our ergonomics with all the parts we've had. And if you notice, we still have the standard M4A1 upper, and we have the barrel. Where's that? Right here, 370 millimeter barrel. All the other required parts, the 60 round expensive mag, the thermal, and we're there. Now I'm using an ACH also. They had you using a Raptor, but you can go down even one more to a extended latch. And then technically put on a rear, and it gets you back to that 56 if you want. I went this way. So there's a couple options there to get you to the 56 magic number you want. But we'll assemble this thing real quick and take a peek at it. So this is our beast right here. In fact, I'm going to save this real quick because I don't want, I think this thing's earned its name. Hopefully they don't reset these again. I'm kind of proud of this, finding it myself and putting it together. As you can see right here, you can turn it in right there. Works perfectly fine. Now, I want to talk about some of the parts with this because some of these are pretty challenging to get to, and there's not barters. Especially the hardest one you're going to have a hard time, or at least the most expensive one, is this MK10 10-inch March or Alexander Arms thing. This is going to be insanely expensive. See, 50K is not even that bad. I've seen these things in the hundreds of K. If you can, find somebody that you know that has this unlocked that can buy it for you and put up on fence. Costs them 3,000. You have to have mechanic level 4 to buy it. Or keep an eye out on a raid. If you get lucky and find it, that's a home run for this task, because that's your biggest hurdle. Everything else, for the most part, is either available or buyer at your level 4 peacekeeper, your level 3 mechanic, your level 4 skier. The Reap IR itself does have a barter. It has a couple barters, actually. And we'll look at those real quick. So the mechanic one, again, you have to have level 4. But the skier is 4 clocks, 4 rollers, and 6 skulls. Right now, with way the flea market's sitting, a lot of this stuff is really expensive. So it's just as cheap almost to buy it as it is to the barter. So just keep an eye out for yourself, and you can buy this. If the prices come way down and you can barter for it, by all means do it. Because what you can end up doing is when you get this thing back, the reward for this task, if you look, is another Reap IR scope right here on this this assault rifle space trooper M4, which I don't know if mechanic has. Somebody has that. Maybe we can look at it and I can show you. But it has a. He probably has it as a level 4 firearm. Does. There's a Reaper on there. Take my word for it. And it's found in raid. So you can just turn around and sell that again if you want. And if you get this thing for less than the market price, you can make money. So that's how this whole build works. I hope it's helpful. There are a couple other options with some of the ergo requirements. So if you have pieces you want to play around, that's why I have all these up here. I was playing around with all of these different pieces to get the ergo to where I wanted it. I settled here because this is what I liked. The best part was is you didn't need the 20-inch barrel, and you don't need to buy a a Mur 1S upper, I think, or whatever it is. To get that recoil back down, because a shorter barrel doesn't have as good a recoil effects, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it's helpful. I hope you can save some money putting this last piece together. Let's go turn this in as a team here so you guys can all see it happen and be done with my Gunsmith task line for this wipe on this character anyways. And that's it. I guess I didn't have to go through that whole rigmarole because I could have showed you the thing he gives you, which is right here, receive all. And there it is. And there is your found in raid Reaper right there that you can sell along with some other parts if you want to, and make some of your money back after you get done with this. But that wraps up the video. So thanks, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If so, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't yet, subscribe so you see when new content shows up. I stream on Twitch most weeknights, so come by and say hi there if you want to. And we have a Discord full of chilled, laid-back people who love to help out and answer questions, as well as brag about some of our awesome loot. So the link for that's down in the description too, so you can join there if you want to. Lastly, as always, thank you guys for watching the video. Your support is amazing and helps out in more ways than you guys can imagine. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you in Tarkov.